Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we are going to go over the new authentic decals which just came out today. They're going to be going for about a month. They're going until the 18th of August. So this is kind of a break from what we've seen before, where before usually authentic decals would kind of end at the start of the summer event. Now, unless they change stuff up for the summer event, these should be going on during the summer event, which is kind of interesting to see when it comes to the game. So we'll have to see how that goes. There's a bunch of them, some old ones and some new ones as before, so that's pretty cool to see. And if you want to attach them to your achievements tab like I do, what you do is you go to decals and then you go to week's latest and you can add them here to your favorite setup. So it's much easier to see them when you're in the hangar. If you also want to just view them, you can view them here like this, and then just see them all right here. Now, what's kind of nice about these authentic decals is there isn't any which are just for GE. So basically you can grind all of them out if you want, which is really nice. There's a few general ones, but mainly they are nation specific, which is completely fine. The first one is the First Mine Countermeasure Squadron, and this is a naval one for Britain. You have to get 50,000 damage overall, which is quite a lot actually, and it's ranked 2 and above for naval vessels. This means that you can use pretty much anything in the coastal fleet, anything in the blue water fleet, as long as it's ranked 2 and above. I would highly recommend the 4-7 lineup for the British. The Nepal, the Kelvin, the Armada and the Tobruk are really good. They also have a few of the event vehicles if you have them as well. The other vehicles such as the Eskimo and the Brissenden are pretty good, but if you want to use this as a general grinding decal, you can as well. Wherever you're at in the tech tree, you can just kind of play and get it done. The 2-0 lineup's not bad for Britain as well, because you have the Thermal, which isn't great, but it's okay at mid-range. The Dark class is super fun because it has a 40 on it at 2.0. The Dark Aggressor also has a 40 on it at 2.3, so you can play a really fun 2.3 lineup, maybe grind out a few things, and also, you know, kind of have a bit of fun with it. I'm probably going to do Coastal with this decal, just because I want to get some of the new machines that they've added, because, you know, I've kind of been lackluster on it. But yeah, you can pretty much just use anything. Obviously, Meta Stompers are always a decent idea. The Hood would probably be pretty good at this, but as you go up, you usually do a little bit less damage. You have more opportunity for damage, but you do a little bit less since you're more designed to go after ammo racks and stuff like that. So, well, it'll take you a little bit longer, but still at the same time, it'll be alright. The Skywolf one is played missions 0 to 5 for China, and for ground vehicles you need to get 2,000. Now, I've actually been using these as more general grinding decals more recently, but basically the way that you do 2,000s is simple. When you're on the ground, you take either light vehicles or medium vehicles, you get a few caps, you get a few kills, and then you transition into an airplane, usually a CAS aircraft, which has access to at least one bomb drop. Then you bomb a target, kill it, and then you play a bit of air superiority. You tag targets on the ground with your guns, and then you go after other planes. This means that you can get assists on the ground while also getting kills in planes. And then as long as you transition back to the ground before the end of the battle, then the 2,000 actually is registered for the ground forces. That to me is the best way, or the easiest way that I've done it personally. The 3-7 lineup's really good for this, because these 3 vehicles are fantastic. You can also do the 5-7 lineup, you know, which we have right here. And if you don't have all these components, you can throw in the T-34-85 or the IS-2 if you want. The 8-0 lineup's really strong for China as well. It's just a really, really nice lineup. Same with the 8-7 one. And those are probably the lineups I would pick to be able to do this. But as you go lower tier, generally people spawn more, right? So you have more opportunities to get the 2,000s. So I would say going for the 3-7 or the 5-7 one is the way to go. The next one is the Emblem of the 21st Panzer Division. You just need 50 players killed with ground vehicles of Germany, 25 in realistics. This one's pretty easy to do. Once again, just a general grinding decal because you don't have to focus on anything. So wherever you are in the tech tree, just play that and you'll eventually get the decal. I'll probably use it to maybe spade out the 2A4, or at least get a little bit of the 2A4 going. I have the whole tree research, so there's nothing really to do. Maybe the DF-105 actually, we could maybe get that one done. I apologize for the truck outside, but unfortunately the area I live really likes trucks. So we have, you basically just have to play any medium or any light tank and get it done quickly. If you want to get it done efficiently, once again, low BR, more kills on offer, so 2-7 with the Puma and the Panzer 3J1. That's not a bad setup, really. Then also, you could maybe go 3-3 or 3-7 with the recently down-tiered Panzer 4s, with the F2 and the G. That's a really potent lineup right now. Just got to watch out for KVs, but everything else works very well with this. The next one's the Eagle one. This is play 7 missions, get place 1 to 3. So the way that I see this one is while you're doing the other decals, you're going to get this one anyway, since it's a general one. So you don't have to focus on this one. This one will just happen as you go. It's a pretty cool decal as well. I think it might be Indian, or it might be from somewhere else, but it's still pretty nice. The Buffalo emblem, you have to get kills with Swedish air vehicles, but ground targets. So you basically have to go into ground battles, get into an air vehicle for Sweden, and kill ground targets. Players defeated 30 in AB, but it's only 15 in RB, so it shouldn't be too bad. There are some lineups which work very well when it comes to aircraft. The B-18, with its 2 500 kilo and 8 50 kilo bombs, is very, very powerful. Same with the B-18B with 2 600 kilo bombs. There is also the A-21. This thing has some pretty potent rockets that it can bring, which ping quite a lot. So if you go for ammunition, or if you go for like central compartments, you can do a ton of damage. It can also bring bombs as well. A lot of these vehicles also have some pretty good guns, which you can shoot into things. I personally like the A-28. Because it has these rockets, once again, the 14.5s, and also you can follow up with the guns. So you also have the SK-60B. This thing is not bad with its kind of Nords, the RB-05As, but I would say the easiest to do this with is probably the B-18. Just because of those 2 500 kilo drops, you can get some really nice bombs off. It's also a pretty good dogfighter because its turrets are really powerful, so it can be very fun to play that one if you haven't before. The Cat emblem, all you have to do is 40 players defeated in ground vehicles for France. So once again, general grinding decal, so wherever you're at in the tree, just play it, as long as it's ranked 2 and above. If you want to do it more efficiently, 2-7 France is really good, so these 3 vehicles right here. And then also, 3-7 used to be pretty good. It's still pretty good, but not as good. These 2 and then this. Unfortunately, they moved up the FL11. 5-0 France is very good right now. EBR M4A4, and then if you have the M4A1, you can chuck that in. 7-7's really strong. 6-7's really strong. 8-3 is really strong. I know a lot of people don't like 8-3 because it gets fully up-tiered, but sometimes with the SK-105, the Brennus, and the B2, and the AMX-30 DCA are just insanely good vehicles. Like, they're really good for their BR. So, super fun to play. So there's plenty of options for France here to be able to get the Cat emblem. The next one is USSR ground vehicles. Place it in the team 1 to 3, 7 times. This is one of the harder ones. That is on offer right now, and the issue with stuff like that, or the issue with getting place 1 to 3 is, you generally have to play pretty effectively, or you need to use kind of meta vehicles. 4-3 is very strong for this. KV1 ZIS-5, and then something like the ASU-57. If you want to get into a plane pretty quickly, you can throw in the T-34 ESTZ as well, as a little bit of a backup. You also have the 4-7 lineup, the KV-85, the T-34 57, and then also the ISU-152. The SU-85 can go into the 4-3 lineup as well. You can also get the PE-8 and like the Yak-9 and just do really, really well with it. The Soviets have a very good 5-7 or 5-3 lineup, which you can run as well. Generally, the lower you go, trying to get places 1 to 3, the easier it'll be. Also, the 7-0 lineup's absolutely amazing right now. T-44-100 IS-3 is incredibly strong, plus the ZSU-57 for some AT support. 7-3 is super good as well, BMP, and then also T-54. The 7-7 is really good. Like the Soviets have a ton of really nice lineups. Even top tier ones are really good. So yeah, there's just a ton of stuff you can play here. Even a 2.7, you know, the T50 can work very well if you want to throw that one in. So yeah, wherever you go, you'll find a good lineup for the Soviets. But my picks would be 4.3 and also the 701 to get this done efficiently. Then you have the Emblem Forget It. Once again, place 1 to 3, 7 missions for US ground vehicles. So once again, just playing meta lineups and doing pretty well in them. There's, once again, a lot for the US, even going from the lowest BR 2.7, M5A1, M4A3 105, the Stuart 6 if you have it. If you don't, the M16 as AA support. It also has the P400 you can bring along as a pretty decent CAS aircraft. Then you also have 5.3. The Jumbo, the 76 Sherman, 5.7 is also very strong, the 76 Sherman, and then the Hellcat, then the Slugger, which is really good. M42 can slot in somewhere. 6.7 super strong as well, with the heavy tanks and the light tanks that you can throw in. And then for 8.0, you know, you have, America has this monster 8.0 lineup, by the way. Like the Sheridan, the Bradley, M60 AOS, the T95E1, M60A2. This is a monster of a lineup. Also the M163 if you want to throw it in. And it kind of gets forgotten about because it used to get up-tiered a ton, and it still kind of does sometimes. Like 8.3 is pretty strong for the Soviets, and the 8.7 is pretty strong for a few nations. So you got to be a bit careful with it. But it is a fantastic lineup if you want to do really well. I've been really having a lot of fun in the Abrams recently, so that's something that could work as well. But mostly, I would say the 271, like this vehicle, and then this vehicle would work the best for that. The 4 Sentai 2nd Chutai tail marking. Players defeated 40, so 20 in RB for Japanese air vehicles. So literally just a general grinding decal once again. This one should be pretty simple to do. Just pick any plane wherever you are, or whatever plane you're comfortable with, and just kill people. The A7M2 is a personal favorite of mine. J2M2 as well is very fun to use. Really good energy fighter. Key 43 if you want to have a bit of fun, flipping and dipping and whipping about the place. And then also Key 44s are super fun. You can see the difference between the two when it comes to the vehicles, but the Key 44 one still works very, very well. So yeah, just use this as a general grinding one. You don't have to really think about it. And then the Ace of Clubs, the last one, 40 kills with air vehicles of Italy. Once again, only 20 kills in RB. And the aviation tech tree for Italy is one of my favorites in the game. I really like pretty much all the propeller planes. Had a great time in the Sagittario 2 when I played it. The Vampire is super fun. The F-104G I had a great time in. What did they add to this? Oh, the Napalm. Yeah, so they upped its BR, but it still should be pretty good. And overall, like the vehicles that you see in the general lines here, most of the propeller aircraft, the fighters, are fantastic. They're all very good for their BRs. So definitely worth going for if you haven't yet. Even stuff like the SM92 and the SM91 are super strong. So any of these can just work fantastically well. So yeah, any of these vehicles right here. Maybe the C200s are a bit slow, but everything else is really, really good. So that's where I would focus on these things in general. One thing to also note about these events is with the summer challenge coming and stuff, generally what you can do is you can mix and match doing the summer events and also getting these done. You can also mix and match them with doing dailies and also special tasks, which can make them a little bit easier to do. And that's kind of how at least I approach them. I see them as kind of an extra little addition on top of grinding everything out, and it just means you get, you know, kind of free stuff while doing the things that you would usually do anyway. I focus on doing like 1 decal a day, but you have plenty of time to do maybe 1 every 2, 3, or even 4 days. And most of these can be done in, you know, a little afternoon, especially if it's only like 20 kills. Even if you play ground, you can get these air kills in it. So you can, you know, you can target you can target air kills in ground and get the decals done, which is quite nice. Yeah, a good set here. A lot of variation. Nice to see a naval one back as well. Always enjoy naval ones, unless it's like torpedo ones. Those can be a bit rough, but general damage ones are always nice to see. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman675, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Jerry Prevolt, Megadino King, Orange Tail, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Uncle Bean, Sem Arslan, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.